every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bold stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
Yeah, with we the people as I beat and rhyme. We're dropping old school values every time. Extreme honesty with a fresh twist. Breaking it down, you don't wanna miss. It's freedom talk, loud and proud. Voice of the people, can't be cowed. Every week, we speak our mind. For love of country, it's one of a kind. So grab a seat, let the brain show roll. We're serving up truth, heart and soul. We're the lads with that patriot steel. For the people, by the people, of the people. Let's go, let's go. Raise your voice high, let the echoes ring. In the land of the brave, we dare to sing. United in hope, come what may. Freedom talk, the American way.
It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bold stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
It's the BRANE Show. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show. It's the BRANE Show.
This is for America!
Shut the f*** up!
Yep. All right.
You know the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee you, a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
Day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
I really do believe that together we can accomplish anything.
Because we'll never stop learning and we'll never stop growing.
Failure is not an option. That's how winning is done. Believe me when I say we can break this army here. It has made us brothers. I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time. You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
If you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
Cut out their living guts.
1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
This is your time. Seize the day. Never surrender.
Victory or death.
So come on, then! Take it!
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
All right, let's fly! My name is the Lord. When I
Tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take
our Independence Day.
You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines. The power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful. To make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera up. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go!
My name is Brian, that is John, and that is John, and I have just discovered that Star Wars Girl is now here as well. She'll be joining us, I'm assuming, in a few minutes, but there's her avatar. In the meantime, we are glad to be... Oh, she's here. I see her. She's here. She can actually hear us. All right, cool. What's up, Anna? How are you?
I am awake. How are you?
That's good. Being awake is good. It's always good to be awake. So, John, what's your last name? NXO.
Delarose.
Delarose. This is John Delarose. He's on Twitter. You can find
Since there's two Johns, just call me JDA, and then it'll make it easier.
Okay.
So,
Thank God. I was
just call me British John.
That's it.
British John. I like that too.
So JDA, British John, and Anna, aka Star Wars Girl. We're talking about a lot of cool stuff today. But before we do, I did want to say hello. Where can they find you, JDA?
All over the interwebs. I've got my own YouTube channel, John Delarose, of course. I've got Twitter, and I've got a website. I always urge people to sign up for my newsletter because I hate the way social media algorithms work now. It's like, it's such a like, it doesn't even matter how many followers you have at this point. It's like you might not see our content ever again unless we're like directly connected. So I think that's the best way to go. And that's on my site. So
that's very true.
Just look up my name.
And what about you, British John?
I'm doing well, thanks, mate. Yeah, good week. I've been pushing the Save Stargate this week. I threatened to go over to the US and to do Jafar fighting rituals every single day until they bring Stargate back under
Free Jafar.
Master Guru. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's you got to do what you got to do to get it renewed. Quite frankly, so it's been good.
Facts.
What about you?
Not bad.
Yeah.
And Anna, how about you? That Star Wars girl, how you been?
I have been busy. It's World Cup and Save Stargate all at the same time. So busy.
Yeah, you got to get there. Who are you supporting for the Cup?
Well, I'm Portuguese, so I'm a little biased. But after watching that first game, my hope has been lost.
Yeah, He's playing him out of position. He really is.
Well,
I don't know what any of you guys are talking about. I don't follow football.
You don't follow the most popular sport in the world?
I barely follow American football, let alone I'm a nerd. So like the second someone says sports, my
Thank you, Anna. Because normally I come on here with Brian and Shane and I just get, oh, you're talking about soccer.
Soccer.
I kind of think that both Portugal and Spain are laying off the gas a little bit. Like they're being overconfident because they know they're going to get out of group play. And I think that'll be a wake-up call for both of them after the first round right there. So we're going to change this into a sports podcast right now.
Yeah, it's now a sports podcast. I'm going to go in. I'm just going to put them three on. We're talking about the World Cup.
England won 4-2 against Croatia, so I'm quite happy at the moment. I'm okay. We started well.
Yeah, you guys are going to go really far, if not all the way. That new guy, the Haaland, the Netherlands guy, or Norwegian guy.
Haaland.
He's so good. I had never watched him before, and I'm like, oh my God.
He's really good. He's
so
dangerous.
Good.
Yeah.
All I know is that I opened up my Robinhood app, and I was going to bet on USA when they first played. And so I put like $5 or whatever on the prediction market. And then I didn't want to see the outcome. I purposely didn't want to see the outcome. But if you use prediction markets, do not open. If you're not looking for spoilers, don't open a prediction market, because the second you do, it's like plastered on the front page exactly who won and all the information. So, okay, so we are talking about some cool topics today. First and foremost, Stargate, Save Stargate, and the flyover that happened. A lot of crazy stuff happened. At one point we had... I was told by a security guard I couldn't film. There was a lot of weird confusion there. We moved around a lot, and we got botted. Like 94,000 people, which probably destroyed our algorithm. But we're going to get more into that. You're going to hear a lot about it. And we're also talking about Spider-Man. And I think, and I'm glad you're here, JDA, too, especially because you know a lot about this topic. Everyone's talking about how Jean Grey's in the movie with Sadie Sink, and I just think they're nuts. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. So we're going to discuss that.
I'm still holding out that Sadie Sink, Jesus Christ, Sadie Sink is actually going to play Cletus Cassidy Carnage, because I think she looks exactly like the character. She's built for that role, and I'm hoping that's the case.
Oh yeah, gender bend Carnage. That's cool. And we're talking about Supergirl, which I know JDA hates, so it's going to be a nice, energetic topic, because I actually like Supergirl, so it's going to be a nice topic. In addition to, there's a new cartoon coming out, and raunchy comedy is back on the menu with Alley Cats, and Doctor Who has been officially canceled. Some people are upset, some people are cheering in the streets. I think overall it's probably a good thing for the franchise. But that's what we're talking about today. Before we get started, I did want to highlight our legendary producer, Kenneth the Rogue, just sent another 5 gift memberships. And if you want to become a member, it's really easy. Hit the bottom left, hit the join button, because after the main show, John, what do we do?
we get freaky naughty in the members section.
Freaky naughty.
We really do. We really do. It goes
freaky
crazy.
Naughty.
Freaky naughty crazy.
And you know, on that topic, if you want to get freaky naughty with us, you can get one of our new shirts. It is the Freaky Naughty shirt. Go to mixtees.com or mxtz.co. Click on the BRANE Show, and there's our new Freaky Naughty shirt. For all you freaky naughty brainiacs, there it is. Go check it out. So the best way to support us is obviously a membership or any of the super chats, but also if you want to buy some merch, go to MixTees. Pretty much anything you buy there helps the show. Use coupon code BRANE for 10% off. And I think the shipping is also a bit lower, but I forget. Anyways, there. I've paid all the bills. I've done all the normal stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube to promote yourself. And I think now it's time to talk about hashtag Save Stargate. So we went out to LA. There was a huge flyover event. And when I say huge, I'm not talking about numbers, like people there, because there was only like a dozen people there. To be fair, I didn't expect there to be even a dozen. I know the event was happening, but they didn't promote people coming out and actually being part of the thing until a few days before the event. And getting to Los Angeles on that short of a notice is very difficult. In fact, Anna, I found out after the fact that you wanted to go, and we live super close to each other. Next time you want to go to an event in LA, just tell me and we'll swing by, okay?
Yeah, no, I would have gone, but my husband was in the office, so I was with the baby, and I don't want my kid on camera or any kind, so that's why. It was more so for privacy reasons.
I had no problem. I put both my 14-year-old daughters on camera right away. I put them in a Epstein didn't kill him shirt and a Save Stargate shirt, and I put them on the corner with a Stargate flag.
Well, you know what? You have had the privilege of not dealing with the weirdos that I have had. So.
That's true. That's true. No, you know what? I think that's probably a good idea to not expose your kids real young to the internet for sure. When it comes to my kids, as long as they're with me, I'm cool. They just can't be on the internet by themselves. That's it. I curate a lot of what they watch. When they want to watch something that's rated R, I literally pull it into Premiere and I edit out all the stuff that I don't want them to see. And I save it to my Plex server, and we watch, the Brian cut of that movie,
So did you watch the Brad Wright cut of SG-1 Episode 1 with them? Is that how you did it?
100%, yeah. I couldn't show them the original on Showtime. No, we watched
full frontal.
Yeah, Brad called it the final cut. I actually have a 1080p version of that I sent to David the other day, and he's using it for a video. And in the process, I was watching it, and I'm like, I gotta say, the final cut version of Children of the Gods is so much better. Like
so much better.
It's not just the pacing, not the fact that they removed the gratuitous nudity and all that, but the music is beautiful. And I didn't really understand how good it was until David pointed it out from Dial the Gate. Go check him out, by the way, Dial the Gate on YouTube. And watching it again, I'm hearing the music in the background. It's using like the classic score from the movie. It's a really the final cut is the version you should be watching. They cut out a lot of the cringe stuff. The pacing is so much better. The ending actually wraps up nicely. And there's no gratuitous nudity for the sake of premium cable, so it's worth it.
It's interesting. I don't know about you guys, but in the UK, Amazon, they don't have the final cut to watch on Amazon Prime, Amazon Video.
Same with Amazon in America. Yeah, it's my wife had never watched Stargate before, actually 2 weeks ago. So I showed her the movie a couple months ago, and she loved it. And then we watched the first episode of SG-1, and she was not prepared for this. And she's a very wholesome person who's like, you could see the blood drain from her face when that scene came on.
Yeah,
not prepared.
I remember watching it for the first time, and I was like, she's completely naked. It's 8 o'clock in the UK. What's going on?
I was a teen, and I'm pretty sure it shaped my preferences in life.
That's right.
Because I then ended up marrying a dark-haired, tan skin woman. So, all right, listen. So back to Save the Gate. We went there to this LA. Remember, it was basically promoted for only a few days beforehand, so not everyone can get it there. We get over to the event, whatever you want to call it, the flyover. And this is where we start. I was told it's going to start at 11 o'clock. So we started up with
Let me know when you get a call from
Darren
David.
in the chat. I'm sorry, in the stage or whatever, the StreamYard stage, and then David joins us a little time later. What happened was I really wanted to make sure that David and Darren can join us. So instead of just recording or streaming directly from my phone, which would have been way easier, I built this whole rig with like 2 phones and a battery pack on a tripod. It was a whole thing. Well, we get there, I start filming at 11, like I was told, and right away, a security guard jumps up and was like, sorry, you can't film here at Amazon Studios, Culver Studios. And I had to get James involved. James was like, no, you can film here, but you got to take everything off the phone. Now I'm like taking my whole rig apart, and I have like 2 phones in my hands, and I'm trying to make it work, and I'm screwing things together. All while live, by the way. Well, the second I disconnect everything from the battery pack, the quality of the stream goes from like pretty good to extreme potato. Just right away. Just right away, potato stream. And then we find out, just like everything in Los Angeles, there is traffic. Not traffic on the ground, traffic in the sky, because you cannot go to LA without experiencing some type of traffic. And now the plane's going to be late. So that's fine. I'm not going to stop the stream now. You guys know how YouTube works. It's really funny because talking to people that don't understand YouTube, they go, oh, you should have just paused. What? You could have paused and you could have came back online live when the plane got there. I'm like, that's not.
Oh yeah.
That's not how this works.
How were you powering that rig, Brian? Though, was it a ZPM that you were using to power?
It might as well have been, bro. It was a battery pack. Oh, I left it in my kick. But basically, it's a battery pack that I made out of. You guys know what 16 850s are? Those batteries, those little lithium batteries.
Yeah.
They look like big AA's. And I created literally the night before I created a battery pack, and I soldered them in parallel, about 25 of these batteries, and I put them in a 3D printed case, and with a USB controller that gave me 2 fast charging outputs, and this thing was huge. It's like I had to put it in a backpack because it was too heavy. And basically, it would power both phones. So one thing about cell phones is that there's multiple bottlenecks, but one of the biggest bottlenecks people don't realize is power. Once you stop powering a phone and it's operating on battery, the software in these newer phones, they limit how well something is going to record, stream. They start limiting options. They start throttling the internals of that device so that you don't instantly run out of power. So if you plug it to a power bank or some kind of wall or whatever, then you eliminate some of that throttling. So I had thought of all that, but of course I wasn't allowed to use my backpack at the time. So I'm like using battery, and I can't stop it. And people don't know how YouTube works. You can't stop it. Once you start the stream, you gotta start it. So now I'm recording and I'm walking around aimlessly for like an hour.
You should have just pretended like you didn't speak English, and then the security guard couldn't have said anything to you.
Well, it's funny. So the guy who organized it, a really nice guy. His name is James. He actually did come, and he was like, "Who told you couldn't film?" I got permission to film. I'm like, the woman, the people over there with the badges.
It was a whammon.
It was a
Oh
whammon.
my God.
It was a whammon. And it's interesting how she singled me out. There were plenty of people there with phones, but she singled me out. And I was like, why did you single me out? And my daughter was like, probably because you're carrying a giant rig with a battery backpack attached to your back.
A nuclear reactor attached to it all.
My kid is very sarcastic. She's like, you're not very conspicuous. You're walking around with a mobile studio on your back.
Yeah.
And so that's fine, whatever. So now I'm just trying to keep the stream going with Darren, who's in the stream at the time, and David's about to join us. The quality is potato. I'm stressed out as someone who appreciates a good quality stream. If you guys notice this stream, I customize overlays. I create entire scenes. I use something called OBS, and every one of my scenes has probably 50 separate elements going on. I want to make sure that with my limited budget and abilities, that I have the most highest quality stream you can give it, which drives me nuts whenever Shane comes on from his potato phone and no one can see his face. So I'm out there. I'm a little stressed out. Darren's doing a great job of just sort of keeping the stream going. But I'm looking at the quality and I'm like, oh my God, it looks so bad. Like, I know I'm going to get just straight dragged on for this horrible potato quality. Couldn't even see the words like Culver Studios, right? And they're giant big black letters on a white background. Well, I'm walking around aimlessly, just trying to keep the thing going. And I'm seeing the stream count go up. And we're at like 150 viewers. Then it was 200, then it was 300. And I'm like, this is embarrassing. There's 300 people watching. I want you to know, please understand that I'm saying this so you can understand my mentality in 2 hours. At 20 minutes in, I'm already embarrassed because there's 300 people watching and the quality of the stream is garbage. It's trashed here. And I have nothing to do. I'm walking around just talking about nothing, dude. I'm talking to people on the street. I'm looking at the Culver Studios, just waiting for something to happen. James in there. He's off trying to figure out where we're going, where the plane is, because the plane's in a traffic jam in the sky. I'm not even sure how that works. Los Angeles sucks. So then James finally gets there, and we go, okay, we're going to go down to this area where the Amazon people are going to be coming out of their parking garage to go to lunch or whatever. And he goes, what we're going to do is we're going to set up these signs, and he brought a bunch of signs. The guy put a lot of effort into this, so like applauds, huge applauds to this James fella. Very good guy. Put a lot of effort, a lot of time. He organized the GoFundMe. I'm sure he spent some of his own money because there's no way he didn't. And we're walking down there, and he's like, the plane's going to be here in like 20 minutes. And the stream's asking when's the plane's going to be there. So what do I tell the stream, John? I say 20 minutes. That's not accurate whatsoever. But I don't know that yet. We're walking down there, so we get to the front of the back, I guess, of the entrance. Where is it? I'm going to fast forward to that point. In the back of the entrance, I'm not sure if it's like a great, and there's the back of the entrance. I'm not sure if it was great for us to go to the back, but I did think that it was out of our way. And also, the cell phone signal got a little stronger, so from a quality perspective, I was like, okay, I'm better with this. And we're out there, and I'm talking to James, and this is the James, the guy that organized it, right here. Where is he? Real nice guy. He'll come up right now. And there's the back of the studio, Culver Studios. And if you see beyond Culver Studios, there's like an Amazon studio. So Amazon basically has their studio at Culver Studios. And I'm talking to people because now we're waiting for the plane. The plane still not showed up. There's my daughters, and it's getting late. Plane hasn't been there. Whatever, we're walking around. We're trying to find other places to go. It's a whole thing. Finally, the plane shows up. I turn my camera off to save on some bandwidth. The quality of the video gets a little better, a little bit, not much, but a little bit better. And it looks like we're cooking with gas now. The plane's going to show up. You can actually read the Culver Studio sign. Okay, it's going to get better. But now we're 35 minutes or whatever into the stream, and I'm looking at the view count, and we're at like 800 people. And I'm like, oh God, here we go, 800 people. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. There's nothing to talk about. I'm stressed out because you guys are all YouTubers. You guys know how this works. If you have a lot of people watching your stream, you need to entertain them. Find something to do. Don't just sit there and walk around aimlessly. So I'm trying to talk to these people. I've now interviewed all dozen people there like 3 times. I'm asking them what their favorite episode of SG1 is, just waiting for this stupid plane to show up. Hopefully when the plane gets there, I can, point the camera and just take a break. And then that's when Darren goes, hey, Brian, I don't want to stress you out. I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up? Because I thought he was going to say something like the mic not working, the audio stopped working. Something was wrong with the stream. Because since then, there's been like several problems with the stream. And as he's talking, the stream starts to slowly degrade into potato quality again. And that's because the stream now has 5,000 people watching. 5,000 people easily. And he goes, about 5,000 people just joined the stream. I'm like, what? And my mind was like, that makes no sense. Someone is botting the stream. But then a lot of people, the chat increased. There were super chats. Like, I saw the classic forms of like an actual high-end stream. I've been on streams that had 5,000. Everything looked correct. The likes started to go up. And it looks like Rachel Luttrell and Michael Shanks and Christopher Judge and other people were sharing and retweeting the stream. So I'm like, okay, all right, maybe this is normal. And I was fine with that. Now I'm like, we have 5,000 people watching. That's incredible. That's almost the entire subscriber count of this live channel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our thing. I'm gonna let Darren and David talk. They're seasoned YouTubers, and I'm just gonna classically walk around and take pictures of the Save the Gate signs and talk to people and try to keep this as entertaining as possible. And then the plane shows up, and this is where it gets really embarrassing because 5,000 people are watching. I'm pointing the stupid camera into the sky, and the potato quality of the stream somehow gets worse. Somehow, even worse than it was 20 minutes ago. I can't see clouds. The pixels on the trees, it looks like Minecraft, dude.
Isn't that always how it goes, though? Right when you need technology to work, it fails.
Just fails.
Yeah. Every time.
Just fails.
What you need to do next time, mate, if it gets that bad again, just go up to a random person and pretend they're like Brad Wright or someone like that, and just have an interview with them.
Hey, we're here with Brad Wright.
It's like, hey, Jason Momoa showed up.
Hey, Jason Momoa. Hey, Jason, what do you think about yeah, so
Richard Dean Anderson, you're walking past eating a bagel. What's going on, man?
Dude, it's full on potato mode.
This is a great advertisement for those like mobile Starlink.
They're called TriCasters. Yeah. Legitimately, on the way home, I was looking up prices for TriCasters.
I'm gonna get one this Black Friday because I remember last year they went on like half off, and I'm like, oh, should I get one? And I didn't, and I regret it. But you should probably look at that. Black Friday, everyone's going to get on Starlink.
A tip about TriCasters, you have to have it connected to its own Starlink. Don't try to use a TriCaster with Wi-Fi or cell networks. You're going to have the same problem because it can only be as high quality as the internet you're providing it.
Do you know yours was going down, mate? People in those studios were going, we seem to have a problem here. We have a power drain. Because it's just your rig is taking everything from the area.
On that note, David's like, hey guys, we can't see the plane. I just see blue and Minecraft trees. How can we solve it? Right. So I'm like, okay. So maybe, if I had a battery pack, if I can pull out this tripod and this battery pack, maybe I can get better quality. And David's like, well, just do it then. So I'm looking around. There's the carry guard's not here. We're on another part of the studio now. So I put the backpack down. I start pulling the backpack out. I get wires and I start hooking my rig up, and the quality does get better. Now I'm walking around with like this super heavy thing, but the quality does get better. You can actually see the plane. There it is. You can see the plane. You can barely make it out, but at least you can see it now. The quality is no longer Minecraft. Now we're like 1999 internet.
Oh, I kind of see the pixel. It's like a pixel.
Kind of see the pixel.
It's like a UFO.
And then the chat is like, why don't you zoom in? I'm like, I'm on StreamYards. I can't zoom in. To be fair, I did contact StreamYards before and tell them what I want to do. They actually gave me a free week. They gave me like the ultimate plan for like a week just so I could do this. Very kind of them. But there's no zoom feature.
Were you calling the pilot in the plane and going, just come lower? Come lower. We can't see you. Come on down. Come
I actually complained at some point. I'm like, look, you can be, the rule is 1,000 feet or 1,100 feet, right? The guy's like 8,000 feet in the air. Come on down like 2,000 feet, bro. Well, it's, I switched to another camera that's on the phone, like another lens, because the camera has like 6 lenses. So I switched to that lens, and now you can see the plane a little better. But I eventually give up because the longer I look, the more there's the most clearest shot of it. Like you can barely see it. It says hashtag save Stargate, Martin Giro, whatever. Fans want Martin Giro, or fans want Giro back, I think. And you can barely see it. Not only was it just my potato quality, but also the plane is super high in the air and it's dragging a transparent background with black text. So it's like everything is making this difficult. And there's 5,000 people watching. And then it gets a little nuttier because then Darren goes, by the way, now there's 17,000 people watching. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, jeez.
I turn my battery pack to full maximum. I can literally hear the fans running, right? It's hot on my back. Like, it's getting hot. I'm like trying to keep this thing going. There's 17,000 people watching. The potato quality stream is horrible. David and Darren are like, hey, listen, I got to go soon. And that's when Dave leaves. And then Darren's there. He goes, listen, I got to go, but you have like 18,000 people watching. I'm like, okay, well, just say goodbye. I'll keep it going as long as I can. I'll keep it going until the batteries, go out. And you get the plane, like you see a little more of the plane at certain parts, but clearly people are interested in this thing and the chat is flying across. And that's when Paulie from Latino Slant shows up. And if you guys don't know Paulie's a really good guy. I was on his show yesterday. You can find him at Latino Slant on YouTube. And Paulie shows up and he's like, hey man, I don't know if you know this, but there's like 25,000 people watching your stream. And I want to leave, but I'm here with the YouTubers. What's like the number one rule of YouTube live streams? If you have 25,000 people watching, you don't leave. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like the battery pack is literally burning a mark into my back. It's hot. Paulie's there, which definitely gave me some more energy because I enjoy Paulie's company. And now we're going to move, and there he is right there. Now we're going to move to another part of the studio where you can see like the MGM logo and all that. So we can get pictures. The guy had hired like media people to be there. I activate my camera again because I'm hoping maybe if it's a close-up, then it won't be as bad. But the potato quality gets even worse when I do that. So that wasn't a good idea. Now I'm going down the street. The stream is completely frozen. Now you can only see my face in low FPS. And so I turned the battery pack up to maximum. I literally pulled out the little governor thing and I just let it like give me as much power as you can. It's like 130 degrees on my back at this point. And we're going to keep it going though. Well, when Paulie gets there, the stream does get better because we move to another section of the crowd. And I smartly go, okay, I activated something called 265, which is a better compression ratio on my phone. And I put it on a tripod and I let it sort of sit quietly, which means that all the black areas of the screen, it's not going to try to compress anymore because it's not necessary. And that increased the quality of the stream. But by now, the plane's not even there. Now, we moved to another section of the thing. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the stream is now at 55,000 people watching. Okay? It is climbing and climbing and climbing. And I'm like, there's no way that this is... like, this is not good. It's good for Stargate, but it doesn't seem like it's good for, the channel. So I tell people to start just sign the petition. I'm trying to promote the stream. David and Darren are gone. John from Britain is trying to join, but he can't join. And I think it was because the bandwidth was all taken up, John, in hindsight. Yeah. Right. In hindsight, when I think about it,
I don't think it. I just think you wanted a Brit locked out of this adventure, mate.
No,
I really
it wasn't.
That's what it came down to.
Trust me, John was trying to join the stream, and I don't know what kept getting an error message that I've never seen before. And I was trying to hit up while doing all this. I'm on my kid's phone because my daughter's there. And he's like, "Give me your phone." I'm using my kid's phone to manage the chat. Now I'm using 3 phones, 2. on the rig, 1 in my hand. I'm managing chat. Then I call my other kids and say, give me your phone. And now I'm on StreamYard support, trying to get them to help me with the stream and get John in. I'm now operating 4 phones at the same time. Camera's on the tripod. And this is when it goes like Super Saiyan crazy because the stream is at like 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. Like every 5 minutes, it's basically gaining like 10,000 viewers. So I'm trying desperately trying to keep it interesting because I don't know how many of those people are real or bots or what, but even with that many, a good portion of them have to be real. So I want to keep this stream going. So I put the petition out there. I have James come over. I decreased the focus of the camera so it has as much bandwidth as possible, and I let James has this amazing sort of speech he does at the end. And I'm like, I'm just going to wrap this sucker up. It's at 94,000 people watching. Mm-hmm. I'm going to wrap this thing up right now. I will let James go, because he organizes this thing. He needs to be the one that has the final word. So let him come and do his thing. And he has this really passionate plea about Stargate, which is really great. And he puts it out there. And the second he's over and I'm like, okay, guys, we're leaving, I notice the numbers start to go down. And if you know about streaming, that's good. Because if it's bots, then when you say you're leaving, they're not going anywhere. Because the bots are just going to stay there until the stream ends. And I'd see the numbers start to drop. And it drops from like 94,000 to like 60,000. I think we ended up leaving and it was sitting at like 22,000. And we ended the stream. And my back end showed peak concurrent at 94,000 and change, with like probably 50,000 people watching the majority of the time, which is insane.
Wow.
Right. Well, what happened was the next day, though, I did find out we were 100%, not the next day, about 2 days later, we were 100% botted. I think someone that thought they were doing a good thing for Stargate thought it'd be cool to have like a big number. And so when they saw the stream retweeted by the actors of the show and producers, they probably just dropped their bots on the stream or hired bots. Or I'm not even sure how you go about that. Whatever you do to get bots onto the stream. And the problem is that, and while it did promote the stream, because there were people that said they found, in the comments, they said they found the stream because it was on their front page and they don't even follow Stargate content. So regular people did find the stream because of the bots, but the bots definitely hurt the overall. So after that initial push, once it was on for like a long time, it's going to hurt the overall visibility of that live stream, which is probably not a bad thing because the live stream is potato. But a couple of days later, I'm going to the back end. I still see like the concurrent views and all that are the same. But the actual views on the archived video, which you guys are YouTubers, once you stop a live stream, it has to go into something called archive. And that's when the live stream is converted from a live stream into a video. And that video is essentially uploaded to your channel as a regular video. And there are two different videos that exist. The live stream version, which has its own viewers, and the archived version, which is the version of the live stream that was then saved as a video on your channel. And that also has some viewers. YouTube counts those two views separately. Eventually, they will connect those viewers together and show the whole number. But for a few days, it shows the archive views and the live views. In the back end, you'll see live views, and on the front end, you see the archive views. And the archive views climbed to like maybe 1,200, then 2, 3. I think right now it's at like 4,000 or whatever. And we had about 4,000 concurrent. So we probably had a realistic amount of people watching was probably about 5,000 to 7,000 people. Realistically, 5,000 to 7,000, which is incredible.
That's so great.
Yeah. It's not 94,000. So while the numbers reflect that, I can guarantee you it wasn't 94,000. And now as YouTube is slowly deleting all those bot views, the back end is starting to reflect that 94,000 number is
It's all about quality, Brian, not quantity, okay? Let's just remember that.
All I'm saying, though, is I saw a bunch of people go, oh my God, 94,000. Dude, that's a cool number. And I would love to have that number, but it's just not a real number. The real
What's
number.
interesting is the petition to save Stargate now is at 93,000. So that's actually, if that tracked and was real and everybody's just that organized together, I think we're going to have a big movement that actually can do something. I think so. Yeah.
So we had about 7,000 and the petition got another 15,000 signatures in that time period. And we hit number 5 on trending that day for hashtag Save Stargate, which was good. And we've held a pretty good a score for hashtag Save Stargate since then. So regardless of the potato quality of the streaming, it was bad. And I apologize. I know everyone out there complaining about it. I get it. I had zero ability to fix it. I'm a computer science major. I know how to do it, but at the time I did not have the ability
to
fix
went out though, mate.
In the moment.
You went out in your day and you did it. You know, that's credit to you.
I promise you this.
Time with your kids.
I appreciate that. And I promise you this. When we go to Comic-Con, and we will be going to Comic-Con for another flyover, I'll have a TriCaster. I'll have a dedicated internet connection. It'll be much better. So please, trust me on the next one.
You'll have a makeup team. You'll have craft service.
Yes.
You'll have the works.
Yes, bro.
What you really missed out on an opportunity, though, like I'm thinking about this now. I'm a storyteller, so I kind of come up with. You should have walked into the studio and just walked up to the front desk. Do you know who I am? I mean, do you know who I am? Blair Fetter is going to be very mad at you if you don't let me through right now to speak with him about my show. Right. He's trying to greenlight this. This is a big deal. And then you should have gotten to his office and then got him on camera and started Project Veritas, like, gotcha questioning him.
So I did try to walk into the studio a lot. I did.
Yes.
I had the backpack with the tripod, all this stuff on my back, looking like a straight up Decepticon or whatever. I did try to walk in, and the second my foot went over that red line, I had like 3 security guards like bailing down.
Oh, dang.
I wasn't allowed to even go over that line. Like my foot would get close, and they're like ready to pounce. So I wasn't getting into the building, that's for sure.
It was a good try.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a really good time, and I really enjoy meeting, specifically, like, everyone there was great, but I really enjoyed, and then you can't see his face because the potato quality of the stream, I'm sorry, but this guy, James, is a really dedicated, clever guy, and it brings me a lot of hope that there are people helping organize this Save Stargate campaign, like James, like, really dedicated, kind people, and they're clever. And I think that when we go to Comic-Con in a couple months, or end of next month, I believe it is, I think that's going to be an even better thing because there are actual YouTubers that go to Comic-Con normally. Like we were talking, Anna, in that chat, and you are probably going to Comic-Con, right?
Most likely. We'll see.
Well, and people like Chris Gore, people like Gary from Neurotic, other friends of ours that are much bigger channels, like they're going to be going to Comic-Con probably. Most of us go to Comic-Con every year, at least for a day. So if there's a ton of people in the YouTube sphere already going to Comic-Con, kind of influencers already going there, it'll be much easier to organize, given the time we have now, to organize an actual event, not just a dozen random people. And one guy who wasn't even a part of the event, he's like walking his dog, JDA. He's walking his dog. He walks up to the steps, and he's like...
Did his dog poop?
No. Big old giant dog. And he goes, oh, yeah, I love Stargate. I'm like, cool, man. You here for the thing? He goes, didn't even know it was canceled. And he ended up walking with us part of the way. He, like, joined the group just, like, organically. So a lot of people love this thing. I think that in Comic-Con at the end of next month, that's going to be an even better experience. I think, there's a lot more people there. Flyovers in San Diego are a lot more normal and easier to do than in LA because LA is a nightmare when it comes to traffic and air traffic and all that. I think it's going to be cooler. There'll be more people there. It's more primed for this particular type of thing. So stay tuned for that. James is organizing that, and I'm sure he's going to put more information out there as it gets closer. But I believe that'll be a much cooler event.
My worry is that someone listens to it, but they don't listen in the right way, and they go, right, we're going to bring it back, but we're going to reboot it. We're not going to have Martin and Co on the show, writing it and producing it. And I think that is a real worry for me because I think I said to you on a previous show, if it comes back and it's rebooted and all of the lore and the history since Stargate SG-1 is gone, I won't be watching it because it's just you're throwing all of that away. Right. I said to you when remember when they announced it and we talked about it on the show, and I said to you, my view was if they play their cards right, Stargate could become the #1 sci-fi franchise now because of what's happened to Star Wars, what's happened to Doctor Who, what's happened to Star Trek. It could easily take #1 place because of the lore, the history of the show, and what the good thing they did to start with. They did the right thing. What did they do on Dial the Gate and Gate World? They came out with Martin and Co, and they basically said, look, everybody is on board for this. You're all welcome, whether you're new to Stargate or whether you've loved Stargate from the beginning. There's a jumping on point, but it's going to respect what came before, and there's going to be something for new people. They were saying to the fans, come on the journey with us, which was great. Previous other franchises, what were they doing? They were telling you to get lost if you were a legacy fan. And then all of a sudden they do this. And I still don't understand it. I don't know what you think about it, but it makes no sense. They still haven't even actually done an official, it's cancelled. that's what I find strange about it.
I think that they're not doing the official like announcement or whatever. They're not responding or making a statement because I think they wanna hope this thing blows over, and that the effort they put into promoting the reboot, they can just throw that effort into another reboot that has nothing to do with the original creators or Martin Garrow. And I have a problem with that. And we've seen that sort of before with Star Trek. The original Star Trek Discovery was Brian Fuller, and like there was a whole announcement about it. People were talking about it. He went to like one of the Star Trek conventions, and then like when they fired him and Kurtzman went another direction, they didn't make a statement about it. They just used the time they put into it and just pivoted to another direction, quietly destroying the franchise. And that was the start of the destruction of the Star Trek franchise, was with Discovery. It started there.
Yeah, it did.
You're totally right.
J.J. Abrams' Star Trek was pretty bad, man.
I mean, it was a reboot. That goes to the point right there. J.J. Abrams was a reboot that just ignored all the lore and kind of did its own thing. Right. And that's exactly what we're worried about. Yeah, good point, Anna.
But it was a reboot, though, right? So, like, I would much rather you reboot Star Trek with J.J. Abrams, whatever. And the way he did it was sort of clever he tried to connect the two universes together with the old OG Spock and the Red Sun, all that.
I hated it.
I know, but I get what they're trying to do.
You're telling me that Klingons during that time had a spaceship from the future and they didn't steal any of the technology. The Romulans knew their sun was going to supernova and didn't go to Romulus to warn everyone and also say, "Hey, here's all the technology from the future, all the information on the enemy. Let's take over the galaxy." See, J.J. Abrams doesn't know anything about this.
No, I get it. If you have a time, and there's an argument that guy, that mining ship, that Romulan mining ship, was created because of the destruction. So if they prevented it, then they wouldn't exist in the first place, which means they wouldn't go back in time. There's a paradox there, right?
The thing that I hate it, and Anna's right about that those films really pissed me off because not only did they destroy Romulus and Remus, but they destroyed Vulcan as well. And this is what I hate with these people that come into it. They destroy things. They don't. And it goes bleak, and there's no hope. I mean, we slaved through Star Trek Academy. Blimey, I'm still getting over that. But it's not a future I would ever want to live in. It's boring. It's dull. Everything's dark. You know,
but on the same
Stargate
note,
was going to be different.
It
would have been hopeful.
It was. And the thing with JJ, and I'm not a fan. I don't want to reboot it. But the thing with JJ is it wasn't affecting what came before. It was a hard reboot of the franchise. And while I don't prefer that, I would much rather you hard boot the franchise than destroy what I already love. And that's what Star Trek did when they said, F it, let's do Discovery, and let's go off this triple timeline nonsense and just completely ruin 50, 60 years worth of canon. If Stargate does the same thing, if I only had two options, either you hire some chick that won an Emmy for an LGBT documentary or whatever, if you hire her or it or they to create something, I would much rather you just reboot the whole thing and not touch what I already love. And I'm worried that they're going to hire people that are Zoomer coded, young or whatever, to bastardize what we already came before. If you're going to do that, the better alternative to that is just to reboot the whole thing and don't touch my universe.
These people are so stupid, though. They will do that they would do a reboot and they would go, right, Goa Old are non-binary, but they wouldn't understand the fact that you're actually evil. they would do it. They
They're misunderstood. Remember, like every villain nowadays.
I mean, technically, I think Goa Old are non-binary.
They are, exactly.
They have preferences, but yeah. Well, that's what
they wouldn't see it as evil.
Well, I was making this point on my shows. It's like everything that like is woke now, Stargate already did. It's like you have non-binary-esque aliens that can switch whatever gender that they want. You have strong female characters. You have diversity. It's like, wow, amazing how like all this stuff that you guys wanted for all your woke fetish, it already was done before and done well, but they don't know how to make things, so they're going to destroy it.
There's a way to be progressive and still tell a cool story that doesn't piss everyone off. Like you can have that line, my reproductive organs are on the inside instead of the outside. You can have that line, and why we cringe it, while we might cringe it a little bit, like, we'll be like, look, that's part of her character. She's a strong woman, but she's not a strong woman who is putting down a strong man in order to lift herself up. She's a strong woman in spite of the men around her.
Your example there about Carter, you know, when you get to Stargate Atlantis and she takes over running Stargate Atlantis, she's earned it. She's
100%.
gone all the way through that journey. She owns
Right.
it. She 100% has the respect of everybody that serves under her because of what she has done and what she has achieved. Now, you're right, they would reboot it and it would just have some non-binary person that turns up and going, well, you're just going to respect me no matter what. You know, I worked there last week at a Starbucks, but I know more than you. You know, that's what they do now.
Yeah, when Carter took over the Atlantis, it made complete sense. And probably she was probably the best commander of Atlantis.
I disagree. How dare you?
There's people that love Woosley and Weir, but listen, it made complete sense for this character we already follow, that we already know how her abilities and how capable she is to lead this new team. So I was completely fine with it. In fact, I appreciated it. And so you can be young, you can have progressive and woke ideology and something. You can do that if you do it in a way that's natural, where it's not preachy, where it's part of the real world, where it's actually telling a proper story. There's ways to do this correctly. I would argue that at least 2 seasons of the Orville was able to walk that fine line and tell a good story the same way. And Stargate did it for years. Star Trek did it for years. And then all of a sudden, it seems like they just forgot that in order to get the appreciation and respect of fans, if you want to preach that message, you have to wrap it in reality and tell a good story. And they just forgot to do that. So I am worried about that. And there's people that comment on all of our videos and tweets and all that. I would much rather Stargate didn't come back, because they're just going to Star Wars it or Star Trek it. And you know what? That wasn't going to happen with Martin Garrow, Brad Wright, Joe Belazzi. The team that they brought in was the original producers. They weren't going to wokeify it. They were going to do it correctly. Now, that's a real honest, worry, because Amazon just fired those people and no one knows why.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're still silent. I mean, there's been so much buzz about this. It's going crazy. I mean, now that all the actors are in on it and it's been trending like almost every few days, and it doesn't show any signs of slowing down. There's nobody at Amazon who's like, okay, we're going to look at just be like, hey guys, we hear you fans. We're going to look at this. Just zero respect. It's maddening.
Right. It is.
It's crazy.
You guys have anything else to say before we wrap up this segment?
I think that they're trolling us at this point. I feel like they're just watching. Like every single tweet you guys see from the Amazon account, it's just flooded with Save Stargate comments.
Right.
I feel like when they posted the photos of the people that made this decision, I feel like they're just smugly sitting back and they're like, see, these are all the people that want Stargate, so they're going to like whatever we give them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Do you
like
think when they
balls.
posted that, what are you looking forward to watching this weekend
Yes.
or whatever?
Oh,
Do you think that was
trolling.
intentional?
100%.
Yeah, I think it was intentional. Yeah.
It was.
Jeez.
It's always intentional.
Engagement
isn't it?
farming, man.
And again, you know, I really do think that there are people there that sadly just don't care, and you just hope there's one person that's got power there that goes, what the hell are we doing? You know, we actually announced this series was coming back. We had the respect and the appreciation from all of the longtime Stargate fans. Now, in the last couple of weeks, we've just hacked them off for no reason. Why? What's the point of that? You know, it's crazy. From a marketing and PR perspective, that's probably the worst thing you can do. And they did it.
Well, there's 3 ways this can end. It can end with Amazon. You need to give your opponent a way to retreat. And if we have this whole petition, which by the way, go sign the petition. It's right here. It's at change.org/savethegate. Someone put the link in the chat if you can. Go sign it. It has 93,000 subs right now, which is great, or signatures. But we need to give them a way to bring back Stargate and give us what we want, but also the ability to save face. because we're not going to get anything by backing him into a corner and just demanding something. There needs to be a way for them to be able to bring it back and also save face. So demanding that they string up Blair Fetter by his neck in the corner, like that's not going to get their attention in a good way.
No.
So either they bring back Stargate and there's some way for them to save face on the way they did it. They bring it back with someone else a year, 2 years from now that we don't appreciate, that we're mad at because it's a some kind of woke reboot, or it just doesn't come back at all. Those are the three options. So if we want the first thing, if we want them to actually do it with the original creators and give us the Stargate that we've been asking for 15 years, then we have to like respectfully request it. Yes, troll their Twitter, do all that stuff. But like, some of the stuff I see is crazy. Like, we're not going to get anyone's attention by like cursing at them and going crazy. Like, yeah, it's not going to work. So sign the petition, use the hashtag #SaveStargate, and promote it everywhere on X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, wherever you're at. Tinder, Grindr, I'm not sure where you're at. Wherever you're at, hashtag #SaveStargate, and make sure that people know that there's a lot of fans out there. And there are analytics. There are real analytics where people are able to track engagements, and they can see numbers across dozens of sites, and they can see how many people are saying the same exact thing at the same time. There, at some point, that number, that report is going to make its way to Peter Freelander, and he's going to be like, okay, how do we fix this without looking like douchebags? And once that question comes up, that's when we're really capable of getting what we want. And so let's be respectful, but let's make sure that we ring the bell everywhere we go. I'm literally not posting anything anymore anywhere without the hashtag #SaveStargate. The other day I talked about buying from Dunkin' Donuts, and I still put hashtag #SaveStargate at the end of my post. I don't care. I want to make sure that no matter what I put on the internet, hashtag #SaveStargate is somewhere in that post, that video, whatever, so that it tracks on all these analytic sites and companies that these executives use. All right? All right, we had a question here. I think the question about how do we fix this only comes up if there's a financial repercussions for Amazon. See, I don't think you're right. And I'm not rudely disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, knowing how this works for a while, there is no financial repercussions for Amazon. They are almost the biggest company on the planet. They have more power than you are really aware of. Amazon Prime doesn't matter to them. Like, that's a section of their business that they are growing because there's future profit there, and then they know they can lock in younger people with the shows and get them to buy on Amazon, blah, blah. But if they lost Prime Video tomorrow, they wouldn't care. Like, it wouldn't affect their bottom line. This is Amazon.
Not at all.
They ship.
They view it as a tax write-off, if anything, because
Right.
I mean that's why they'll drop $1 billion on Rings of Power that nobody's watching, because they don't care. It's like,
Right.
we're just going to make our thing that we want to make, and we have this IP now. It's our IP. Screw you.
Right.
And that's kind of how that's how Apple views things too. If you look at Apple TV, Apple spends a crap ton on all these weird little productions that you would never think are going anywhere, and I don't even know that many people watch them. Some of them are pretty good. I just finished Widow's Bay. I don't know if you guys watched that, but
Widow's Bay is
amazing.
fantastic. Yeah,
amazing. But
if
at
you're
the
not
same
watching
time,
Widow's Bay, watch it.
It's a money loss, and they don't care. It's they're doing it just because they can, and because they're like, well, we are prestige TV. It's us. Yeah. So
yeah, it's more of like it's
stuff.
more of something to put on their resume. Like, we made this, and this. You got to think about creative accounting in studios. This is how it works. And no one knows truly how it works, but I can tell you the basics. Company A, let's say Amazon Studios or Amazon, owns Company B, Amazon Studios, owns Company C, MGM, owns Company D, Amazon Craft Services, owns Company E, Amazon Equipment Rentals, and F and G and so on and so forth. The rental companies and this company, they're all owned by the same company at the top of the leaderboard, at the top of the hierarchy. And what happens is this: Company A pays B, C, D, E, F, G, etc., and they overpay them so that they can then get those invoices and then inflate the cost of Rings of Power to $1 billion. And when they lose $1 billion, they can just write that off. Even if people loved it, they can still write it off. And they can overcharge themselves through all these different companies until the cost is $250 million for a horror movie about a talking doll. You're like, why? Why is that? Well, because they paid their other 15 companies, they overpaid them by 50, 60%. Well, why would they do that? Because those companies are theirs. So the accounting sees that the budget is $250 million for this movie that should cost $500,000, but they're not actually spending that money because most of that money is going to companies they already own anyways. So then they could write it off in their taxes. They could show it as a loss. And why do you think movies show these insane high budgets now? Sometimes it's the cast, like you have an ensemble cast like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, $150 million of that might just be the cast. But the other $200 million, that could have been cut in half if you actually paid for the actual going rate for something and not
they're not
the
going to be
inflated
able
cost.
to embezzle, dude.
Right. It's a
grip.
type of money laundering that gives them tax write-offs, and it's all completely legal. So when someone goes, "Oh, did you see the budget for Superman 2025 was this much?" I'm like, I doubt it was.
Plus the tax breaks they would have got producing it in the UK, which they were going to do as well. They would have got a nice little kickback from the UK government. And I'm really hacked off because that was literally an hour and a half from me, that production lot.
Yeah.
And I was going to be there.
John was moving. He was going to go move into a ditch next to the studio.
Yeah, I was going to be there every day, just eating scraps of craft service, just watching everything going on, reporting back to the BRANE Show.
So the thing, guys, is the only way to get Martin Garrow and this team back for Stargate and get what we want, it's not going to be trying to strong arm Apple because we can't. Amazon. Because we can't. We don't have the juice. No one has the juice to strong arm Amazon. If Elon Musk was like, I want to buy Stargate, he would have to offer such a ridiculous amount of money that the shareholders would have the fiduciary duty to sell it.
Got $1 trillion. If anyone can do it, he can.
Like
a whole trillion on.
They're not going to lose money. And JDA is right about Apple. Same thing. They don't care about these things. They're giant write-offs. So we're not going to all of us canceling our Prime tomorrow probably isn't going to do much. I'm being honest. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. Okay. If you want to cancel it, go for it. But really the only thing we can do is to get the word out there. And when I was out there at the Flyover and some dude happened to be walking his dog and ran into us, he learned for the first time at that moment, and he lives in LA, that's the new version of Stargate was canceled. He goes, "Oh, that sucks, man." He didn't even know. He joined us on the walk at some point because he loves Stargate, and he didn't even know. And wasn't like an old man. This was like a 30-year-old dude. He was on his cell phone, and he's like, "I didn't know it was canceled." So if you're not on Twitter, you might legitimately not know that the new Stargate is canceled. So we need to get the word out. We need to make sure everyone knows it. Don't spam chats, but spam the internet. And yeah, maybe put it in chat sometimes. Hey, this huge creator, Asmongold, whoever you follow, do you know that they canceled Stargate? Did you know this is happening? Just make the voice heard. Make the information known. Put it out there to everyone. Even someone with no following, you add up someone with no following, you times that by 150 to 2,000, 5,000. There was a note 15 years ago that said it only takes 200 people that are coordinated to make something go viral. Well, we have 100,000 people already guaranteed, verified signatures on this petition. So let's get this thing moving. Let's work in the same coordinated effort, go in the same direction, and put the word out there. And someone at Amazon with a sympathetic ear will get the analytics data, and maybe it makes its way to Peter Freelander, and maybe he can strong arm Blair Fetter and find a way to save face while bringing back Garrow. That's the only option we have.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. We're going to move on from this to something else. But first, I want to do some super chats. Let me go find them because they're really far up there now. Latino Slam for $5. Seeing you, Brian, walking around with that rig was worth driving down to see you. I was able to grab video of the plane. Great quality. Hashtag Save Stargate. Heck yes. Go to check out Latino Slam.
Hey, Latino.
You know Latino GDA?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, good guy. You can find him at Latino Slant on YouTube. Okay, and I forgot to mention Nina Infinity was also doing a stream at the same time. Where is her channel? You can find her right here. Thank you, Lord Toth. And she was with, actually, Anna, Star Wars Girl, which you can find here. Okay. So, let me see. There's Not My Watch, Christy, for $1.99. If they don't, we won't. Hashtag Save Stargate. There you go. I like that. And there's a petition, Save Stargate. Okay. So our next topic is right up JDA's alley. And I'm not sure how Anna feels about it. But let's talk about Supergirl. Supergirl is coming out next week. I know JDA hates it.
Terrible.
Anna, how do you feel about Supergirl?
I don't care.
She doesn't care?
Listen, I'm not a big James Gunn fan.
Savage.
I didn't know it was coming out next week.
This is going to be a short clip, everyone.
I got World Cup. I could not care less. But the only thing that made me mildly interested in James Gunn's stuff was that Henry Cavill was coming back. And then he announced it. So excited. And then it's like, JK, we're going to get an ugly dude that's got bug eyes to play Superman. I'm like, this isn't for me.
Yeah, I was bummed out about Cavill not returning too. That sucked. And they announced it and everything was a whole thing. Anyways, that's a whole nother story.
I know. It breaks my heart. But yeah, I don't know anything about what's going on. I didn't watch the Superman movie. I haven't followed any of
Okay,
the
this is going to be a short clip then. British John, what do you think about Supergirl?
My interest in it has been dropping rapidly, unfortunately. And
Okay.
I think also it's the interviews I keep hearing. It's like, for crying out loud, can someone tell them just to shut up? Just give them some lines. Don't talk about diversity. I know they get posed these questions by these journalists, but just leave it. You know, that does more damage to a film than anything these days. I've seen it over the last couple of days and it's insufferable. So my enthusiasm for it has dropped quite a lot the last few weeks.
It seems pretty easy. Ask me about LGBT inclusion, and I'll answer like a professional actor should answer. Watch. Give me the question.
Because British John is right. The reporters do ask questions in a way that will trip these actors up because they don't have the correct, and they always go for the younger people that don't have good media training. Ready? Hold up, JDA. Ready?
I'm going to answer the question.
So, what do you think about reports that Supergirl is non-binary?
Look, we're making the best movie we possibly can, and it's really for everybody. Everybody will enjoy this. I don't really care who you are. We really did something special here, and it's not about some identity or another. We really want everybody to come see this.
That's true. Okay, that's perfect. That's the way it should be done.
That's simple. It's that simple.
Instead of rambling on for an hour and a half about something no one. Yeah, listen.
Not like it was in the interview. So it's coming up. It's Pride Month. What do you feel about Supergirl movie? Well, it's going to be inclusive. It's not all about men. Blah blah blah.
I think she goes both ways. I mean, what is happening here? This is not a porno movie. It's like something you take your kids to.
That was a really bad thing to say. So here's my opinion is I'm actually looking forward to this movie. I am a huge fan of any Superman, Supergirl. I've watched every version. I think my favorite version, and probably in the last 10 years, TV included, is Henry Cavill's. I understood though that Henry Cavill wasn't really made for younger people, like like early teens. My kids they weren't into it. Sorry.
Well, to be fair, Snyder movies are awful, and that was a terrible version of Superman in the story, and he completely butchered Jonathan Kent and Superman and pretty much everyone in that universe. But the one thing that Snyder can do is he takes really attractive people and highlights their attractiveness.
True.
So
Henry Cavill is great in it. My favorite version of Superman in the last 10 years was 100% Henry Cavill. So when this was announced, Henry Cavill wasn't coming back to Superman, and that whole deal where they sort of just announced it, then pulled it, was garbage executive nonsense. That did frustrate me, but I'm a huge fan of the character. I like pretty much anything DC. I have another channel that I need to actually operate more because I never do anything with it, called DC Unleashed. It was really popular last year because I was talking about it a lot. And I love DC. I'm a huge fan of all DC characters, especially Supergirl. Supergirl has always been an ancillary character to me because she was just sort of part of Superman's orbit. And then I did read a couple books where she was the main character, and then she had a very complex character, and it really turned me on to Supergirl. Not just the hot version of Supergirl, but like the character that was a teen when she left, when she was, dragged to Earth because their son exploded. And so she had a different perspective than Kal-El because he went as a baby and he was raised by, Kansas farmers, versus Kara, who was an actual teen. So she already had thoughts and brain formulations. She was already a person.
What do you think about her arc in the Justice League Unlimited?
I loved it. By the way, you want to make a DC Marvel style group of films, all you have to do is go to Justice League Unlimited and just copy that in live action.
I know.
if you took JLU and made a 25 films out of JLU, billions and billions of dollars.
But you see, that requires them to actually watch their own content.
Right.
And do some research. And it's literally like, you're right. Just copy and paste it. Nobody will care.
Well, they do copy and paste, but it's James Gunn going, okay, guys, here's my pitch. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, but with a strong female lead. What do you think?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it.
You're not wrong. Now, I would argue that Guardians of the Galaxy made a ton of money. A lot of people loved it. So their whole point is not to please hardcore DCU heads. That's for sure. I think their point is to try to stick to the canon. James Gunn's good at that, and I think he wants to get a younger crowd. I mean, if you look at Superman 2025, it was definitely aimed at a younger crowd. My kids liked Superman, but they weren't really into Superman until we watched Superman 2025. And after that, they were really into it. They wanted all the merch. They wanted backpacks and shirts and all the stuff that came with it. They were Marvel people until they saw Superman 2025. And then all of a sudden they went from like, oh, I'm a Marvel fan and a DC fan. Because they weren't really interested in the Snyder universe stuff. Because it just didn't fit them. It was very dark. It was very heavy. There was a lot of boring parts.
Well, it wasn't accurate at all, so I understand them.
Yes, it wasn't accurate. That's true. We're not going to argue about that. But with James Gunn, he created a Superman that was definitely more for the younger crowd, and they accomplished that. I think Supergirl is doing that. My problem is, if he is trying to foster a younger audience, then why make Peacemaker super R-rated? And is Supergirl going to have cursing and all that stuff? Is it going to be James Gunn, a la his normal style? Because they need to really dial that back. If you're going for a younger audience, I don't want to have cursing and talk about sexual stuff in these movies.
Well,
that's a hallmark of millennial writing in general, right? We call it millennial writing now, where they just go F and they drop F-bombs every 5 seconds and everything, even whether it's appropriate or not. They think it makes it edgy and more, and it really just, to me, turns me off of every single movie that does that. So.
Yeah, I've been watching Ozark. Have you seen that? You guys seen Ozark on Netflix? So Ozark is about Jason Bateman. Basically, he's a money launderer. He's a financial guy. And he gets sucked into this world where he's essentially laundering, being forced to launder for like a drug cartel. And they go to the Ozarks, which is somewhere on the East Coast where it's out of the way, and they buy business. It's a masterclass on how to launder money. It's very good. Jason Bateman's a very good actor. My problem is I can't watch it ever unless I'm alone in my house, because the second I turn it on, the younger kids, the younger actors in that show, like Ruth, cannot go 3 words without saying F. Can't go 3 words without cursing. You cannot watch that show for 3 minutes without hearing 5 to 7 curse words. And I'm sitting there.
You've never watched any of my videos, have you?
I know. Listen. No, I have no problem with cursing. I just don't want my kids to hear it. So that means I can't watch Ozarks in my house unless they're not here or my headset's on. That's what drives me nuts.
Kids like teenagers from.
Yes,
I'm sure that they've heard it all.
They might, but they're not going to hear it here. This is why I edit movies and stuff. I don't want them. I want my house to be a curse-free, sex-free house. Like, it needs to be
That's admirable.
It needs to be a house where they are. And look, they might go and do whatever they're going to do when they're adults. But while they're here, for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. That's just it. And while I have no issue with cursing and those things don't affect me, and I'm not a pearl clutcher in any way, I'm not going to let that kind of stuff around my kids, which means I can't watch Ozarks unless it's 3 o'clock in the morning or it's on my headset. And that's what drives me nuts. Is AG80 is right. Like, for some reason, all media now has to just curse like crazy, or they have to have like really, not even normal sex. It has to be weird sex. And you know what I mean? It has to be stuff that's like weird. It's like they're trying.
Game of Thrones did that.
Yeah, they're trying to push the boundaries constantly, and you're like, why? Why can't you just tell a story? And I have no problem with shows like Spartacus. I love that show. It is insane how graphic it is. Not blood-wise. I'm talking about sex. You could dial it down now to tell the same story. And so I can never watch stuff with my kids. And that's what I'm worried about Supergirl, because Supergirl is designed, especially after watching Superman 2025. I took my kids to that, and my nephews, and they're really into it. They cannot wait for Supergirl, and I can't wait to take them. But guess what? I'm going to have to watch, because I'm a little concerned, I'm going to have to watch Supergirl alone at 3 o'clock on Thursday at the theater. I'm going to have to watch it before and be informed before I can then take my tribe, right? Just to make sure there's nothing crazy in there. Because if you look at, remember Shazam 2? Shazam 2 is the ultimate kids movie. But at some point, this little like 8-year-old's like, Skittles, mother. And you're like, what? You didn't have to say any of that. It's just so unnecessary. Masters of the Universe did something similar where like they just cursed a lot for no reason. And some people don't care if their kids curse, but I do. So you can use other words and get the same and tell the same exact story. You don't have to curse nonstop. And I'm worried about Supergirl, especially with Jason Momoa, who I love. Jason Momoa is one of my favorite actors. He plays the same guy every time, and I love that guy. But if he comes in and he's classic Momoa, current Momoa, where he likes to be edgy, and he's playing Lobo, which Lobo is an edgy character, I think it might be not kid-friendly, dude. And you can do a lot nowadays with the PG-13 rating and get away with it, which does worry me.
I think you're going to be right on that. I think that's going to happen. It's a James Gunn thing. I mean, I'm no prude as well, but when I was watching Peacemaker and I was there eating my cheeseburger and chips, and suddenly there was a mass orgy going on in the lounge, and it's like I was seeing all these clapper valves everywhere. I was like,
I did not sign up to see another man's penis that day.
No. That ruined the entire show. It was over from that point on. And yeah,
so
we're gonna
many
get
penises.
this if you've seen what
Now
Jason
you guys are
Momoa
selling me
is
on it. I
saying-
might actually go watch it.
Oh God.
Were they always good looking?
No.
No. And Anna, it was like ugly, flaccid penises too. It wasn't even like attractive penises.
And it goes room to room. It goes room to room as well.
It goes room to room, destroying a bunch of ugly, unattractive penises everywhere.
Oh, okay.
No, it was clear. It was shock value. It wasn't like Spartacus, where it's like, look at this muscle-bound, oiled-up dude. I understood the whole purpose of Spartacus. Literally, everyone in Spartacus was like super hot, right? But in Peacemaker, it's like John Cena and a bunch of trailer park extras. That's all it is. And I think they're literally in a trailer park.
Maybe that's what James Gunn's into.
Yeah, all I'm saying is this. I am personally looking forward to Supergirl. I know JDA isn't. I know Anna doesn't give a crap. I know British John is going to watch it regardless because we're reviewing that day. But I am a little worried, which is why I'll be watching it next week at 3 o'clock by myself, and I'll come back and we'll do a quick out-of-theater review a couple hours later, and I'll let you know. Are my kids watching the next day?
Can I ask you, you're concerned about the cursing, but what about like the fact that she's an alcoholic?
I don't care about that.
No?
No.
I think that's a bad example.
That's not
for,
as
for
bad as the
daughter.
cursing.
Big
The
time.
cursing is worse
Big
than
time.
being an alcoholic.
I don't care
I
about
think it's terrible they did that to Supergirl.
I don't care about that.
When I saw that, and they did this in
This
the
is
comic
Tom
book
King,
version. There's
isn't
a
it?
comic book that's based on. It's terrible. It's the Tom King nihilistic, turn everybody into this like depressed, like awful person. He does this for every comic he touches, and now they're making a movie of it. It's just, I don't know. I'm out.
The reason I don't care about Anna, everyone needs to parent their kids knowing their own problems and curses, right? So when I parent my kids, I know what my problems are, and alcoholism, addiction has never been one of them. So when I see someone that is struggling with alcoholism, explaining to my kids that that's a bad thing is easily done. But kids like to mimic what they see on screen. And one thing that I wish I wouldn't have done is listened to as much Loveline as I did when I was 13.
What's
right?
that?
You remember Loveline, JDA, guys?
I do remember that.
Yeah, with Adam
it was pretty
Carolla.
degenerate.
It was
Yeah.
degenerate. Degenerate. Or listen to as much cursing or Eminem. And I heard so much cursing as a young person that I went into the military at 18, and that was even worse. So it took me years to tamper down on how much I cursed before I even had kids. So I'm trying to parent from a place of education, knowing that my wife and I have never had a problem with alcoholism or addiction. I can drink a beer with a steak and not feel the need to go get a 24 pack or whatever. I don't have those problems. So my kids are not going to probably have those same curses that I had. But the curses that I have that I had to deal with is
potty mouth.
Yeah, potty mouth and repeating and sexual morality, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to definitely keep that out of my house, right? I have no problem drinking a beer, though. If somebody wants to drink, go for it. I am not personally someone who drinks. When I go to like the hang-ups, the neurotic stuff in Vegas, and they're all at a bar, everyone's drinking. I'm not a drinker. Just not that guy. I have no problem with it, but I'm just not someone that's like that. So I have no problem with that being depicted on screen.
I can get the fact that, from what she's seen and experienced, she's got severe PTSD. I get that. And you can write it in a way that she's got PTSD. I do agree with
That's
what
a
John was
millennial
saying,
writing
though.
again. It's another millennial writing.
And
Everybody's
exactly.
it's all about mental illness.
But
It's
it's
all
the
about swearing. It's like, oh gosh.
It's the
That's
drinking, and it's like, I don't care about anything or anybody. And then suddenly we know that they're going to turn up and go, reluctantly, I'm going to go and save someone, and it's like, we see all these things all the time. It's like, be creative, come up with something different.
The millennial writer is so right.
What's wrong with just having someone that's, been through that, but is still hopeful?
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. We're missing hope. And I think that's one thing that destroyed Star Trek and Star Wars, like the lack of hope. Everyone's just so depressed all the time. You know what drove me nuts? I mean, everything in Star Trek and Discovery drove me nuts. But really, what really put me over the edge, like what put me into a place of like manic cursing frustration, was when the stupid ship decided that it was having relationship problems and wanted to choose its own pronouns. That's when I was like,
What was that in?
That's in Star Trek Discovery.
Oh God, I don't watch that.
The
so
ship has like
I
an
was
AI.
Scared from that.
It's terrible.
And the thing is, you guys, like, I can see that being hilarious and like a parody, right? But what this was with a straight face, they were telling people watching, and younger people specifically, and that's where the propaganda goes, is they were saying this is completely normal. Look how normal this is. It's not normal. Nothing. It's not normal to be depressed all the time. It's not normal to continually struggle with your identity, sexual or otherwise. That's not normal. It's not normal to take a ton of SSRIs and anxiety medications and then you drink a bottle of wine and complain about all your problems in your own brain until you are manic and depressed. That's not normal. These aren't normal behavior.
We mentioned a while back about the example of Discovery. And again, this is, like you say, modern writing now, because my example was when you watch something like Star Trek Discovery, say they're under attack by an alien ship, and it's like, right, red alert, put the shields up. Yeah, but I want to tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
No, put the shields up. No. Put the shields up. We're going to die. No, but you need to know how I feel.
I don't care.
Or I press the button.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so true. Like the guy's
on this note, guys, I'm a little out of time. I gotta do normal things and take my family to lunch. So
okay, well, thank you, John. I appreciate
you guys having
me. Let me close this clip out, and you can sign off.
Sounds good.
All right, where to find you, bro?
Delarose.com.
Promote anything coming up?
On
Got anything going on?
I've got stuff coming out all the time. So it's you guys. I write a lot of books. I'm very
follow his
very
newsletter,
active, and appreciate it.
Do you use AI to write, or do you write?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh yeah,
I love AI. AI is the best thing.
Okay, I appreciate this so much. Every time I talk to a writer about whether or not they use AI, they go, "Oh, absolutely not. I would never."
It's cope.
Yeah, and then there's like 3 people I've talked to, they're like, "Yeah, I use it all the time. It's great. It's a good tool." Like, okay, all right.
Great stuff.
I get it.
All right, God bless everybody and save Stargate.
Later,
Sign
brother.
the petition, get it going. We appreciate you. See
all right, thank you, sir.
Cheers, man.
All right, let me fix the screen for Anna. 1 second. There we go. Anna, can you hear me? There she is. Okay. All right. Now it's just us 3. Hey, it was nice of them to show up. That was pretty nice. Okay, real quick, I did want to highlight this comment from Holocron Library Fox. So what if my Alexa wants to be an Alex? Bigot? It's true. Are any of you guys going to watch Odyssey?
Yeah, you're going to make me watch Odyssey, so I'm going to.
That's the right answer.
Listen, I am huge into Greek mythology. The Odyssey is one of my favorite stories of all time, and I knew it was going to be shit the second I heard Christopher Nolan was doing it. I'm probably one of the few people on planet Earth that is not a fan. I think he's so overrated.
Anna,
he's not on a great run at the moment either, is he?
Anna, we're on the same page here.
Oh my God! Wow,
I do not like Christopher Nolan movies. Now, I do like the Inception. Eventually, but it takes a while for me to get there.
Well, that was a ripoff of an anime, so that's not his story. But
right, I like the Batman movies for the most part, even though it took a while for them to get to a place that was entertaining for me. I'm not a huge fan of Nolan, and I don't understand why everyone else is. And every time
he's good at making movies look pretty, and I honestly believe that he would not have the huge fanboys that he does if it wasn't for the Batman movies.
Right. I think I agree with you. By the way, Holocron Library and One Punch Man says Shane looks really cute today. Sorry, you're in the Shane.
Thanks very much.
You're in the Shane box, Anna. All right.
Oh, Anna, right. Okay, thanks very much. Cheers.
Yeah, so a lot of people are going to watch Odyssey because the story of Odyssey is like classic tale. It's the original hero's journey, and some people are going to watch it just because Christopher Nolan. Some people are going to watch it because they're reviewers and they're going to go watch it regardless. It's going to be one of the biggest wins or losses of the year. I look at it and I go, why do I watch this 2-minute trailer and feel nothing? I feel nothing. No excitement.
Open to a Christopher Nolan movie.
Right. I feel no excitement. I don't even feel anger. I feel nothing. It's complete empty apathy. And I'm sitting in the movie theater 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. We were watching something, I forgot what the movie was, but they show the Odyssey trailer right before that film. And I'm sitting next to this guy. I've never met this guy in my life. He came in, he smelled a lot like Axe body spray. That's the one thing I remember. I don't even remember what he looks like, but he smelled like Axe body spray. He sits down, and he's right next to me, and I can smell his Axe body spray. I'm getting slightly annoyed because I have a really extreme sense of smell, and this guy is like really put that Axe body spray on. And we're watching this trailer for the first time, this 2-minute trailer that came out right before that film. It was like tagged on that film specifically as something that they're marketing. And it's boring. The ogre Cyclops thing is boring. Elliot Page looks ridiculous. Everything about this looks boring and stupid and slow, and there's no color. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, finally when it ended, I'm like, I thought to myself, finally, God, let's watch the real movie. And the guy, the Axe body spray, verbalizes exactly what I'm thinking. He goes, oh, finally. And I was like, this random dude had the same exact thought at the same exact time as me. And we're just normal theater goers, which means a lot of people watch the trailer thinking, finally it's over. Because it's so uninteresting.
Yeah, it doesn't interest me. I have to be honest on that. It just, nothing about it excites me.
Right.
all of the stuff that's come out, you know, characters that have been added to it, you know, Helena Troy, all of that. It's just, you just get tired of it now. And again, it's just, why? You know, and I do agree. I you know, with Nolan, I don't think he's on a good run at the moment. Financially, they might have done well his last few movies, but I don't think they're great. What is it, Tenet? I struggled to get through that one.
Oh my God, I couldn't get through it.
Bizarre.
It's so slow. It's so slow.
I watched it on a plane, and I wish I would have just looked out the window.
you wish you had the ability to walk out of the theater.
I know. I'm like, oh, this is so bad.
And even Oppenheimer, I've got it, but it was one where I was kind of like, it's a one and done. I don't know if I'll ever go back and watch
I'm never
it
going to
again.
watch Oppenheimer again. It's too long.
No.
It takes too long to get to the point. It's a cool movie. It's a good story. It looks very nice, like Anna was saying. But I'm never going to watch it again. Never. Unlike so many other movies that I watch on an annual basis, you know? Spielberg, whenever I think about Steven Spielberg, I think of like, this guy is probably one of the greatest directors of all time, because I've watched the movies that he's made or produced since the 80s. I've watched every one of those movies dozens of times. And I would always put them on my list as being some of the greatest. Now, he's had some bad movies, right? And I think everyone does. And I didn't like Disclosure Day, personally. I thought it was bad. And he's getting older. But the guy is a masterclass of making movies. And I think about Chris Nolan movies, and I can't think of one outside of Inception and the Heath Ledger version of Batman that I ever want to revisit. Ever. Not once. I just have no interest.
Prestige?
The Prestige is a very cool movie, but the second you see the river card, the turn, the twist, it's like, well, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Can't unsee it. Same with like
I'm a huge
the movie
David Bowie
Signs.
fan, so that's the one that I'll watch if I watch a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, but and there's some movies that if you know the twist, it's no longer interesting, right? I think about like Signs and like I see dead people, you know, like the second you see, you know the twist, like it's just over. That movie is very, very cool, and it adds a very cool almost moral to the story, which is very nice. It's a great story. I'm not sure who wrote it, but it's a great story. But it's a story that I'm not going to read again or watch again. Speaking of stories that I hope that I can watch again, let's talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I'm not going to just show you guys the trailer. This is not like a typical, let's watch the trailer and react like some kind of YouTube commentary nonsense. I want to ask the question, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the trailer, and I'm going to ask the question to both of you. Why is every single YouTuber saying the same thing about this movie? Why does everyone think that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey? The studio hasn't announced her casting. No one has announced what character she's playing. We don't even know if the bad guy in this trailer is Jean Grey. But for some reason, because Sadie Sink happens to have red hair, everyone instantly goes, she must be the young Jean Grey. And I beg the chat, and I beg both of you to tell me where this logic comes from. Where in the world are people getting the idea that she is playing Jean Grey or Jean Grey is even in the movie? I don't get it. So let's watch the trailer and you guys can give me some ideas here.
What is happening to me?
Did you miss me, Spidey? I'm losing my mind.
I am totally out of control. I gotta fix whatever this is right now.
So right away, he's basically he's mutating, right?
Yeah.
And I do like this for Spider-Man because it's going to bring him more into the MCU proper. Essentially, he's going through the evolutionary steps for a spider person or whatever. And he's going to go to at some point, he's going to go to Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, and that's going to introduce the power dampening abilities that we see in other Marvel comics, where they can actually dampen powers. And I think that's what they're doing. They're using the that agency, public whatever it's called, and Bruce Banner to sort of invent the power dampening devices that we see in the X-Men, which is a cool idea. Introducing it in Spider-Man is a weird thing, but I can see it. I can see that's fine. I don't believe introducing a brand new version of Jean Grey or whatever into Spider-Man 3 or 4 months before we see the actual version of Jean Grey. I don't think that makes any sense, but we'll get there in a second.
What do you mean the actual? Sorry, I'm behind on Marvel. I checked out after Endgame, but what do you mean by the actual Jean Grey in a few months?
So in a few months, the Jean Grey from the X-Men, like X-Men first, the X-Men, the early 2000s, late 90s X-Men.
Yeah.
She's going to be in Doomsday.
Oh.
Right. So
is she playing Jean Grey?
Yeah, so this is what happened. So at some point, here's the canonical version of it. Let me switch back to this. Here's the canonical version of it.
I'm so sorry. I'm like out of
it's okay. No, it's good. I'm glad you asked. So I believe it's Days of Future Past. At some point, we're in the future. And Wolverine's there with a very aging Professor X and Magneto. And I think it was Ellen Page or whatever her name is.
It was, yeah.
Back then,
before she transformed, before she was like roll out, and she was there, and she's like Kitty Pryde, and she had like this ability to like basically send your consciousness back to another version of you in the past. And they are losing against these Sentinels that are super powerful.
Yeah.
And so they send Wolverine back to like the 60s. Wolverine's the only one who can probably survive the trip because he's immortal, right? He's been around for a long time. So they send his brain back to the 60s, and it's a way for them to sort of reboot.
Okay, I remember this one. He has to go with Michael Fassbender and the other guy.
Right.
Charles, when they're young. Okay.
When he goes back to the future at some point, because of the changes he made to the past, now Jean Grey is no longer dead. Cyclops is no longer, Chris Marsden's Cyclops is no longer dead. He goes back to a mansion where Jean Grey and Cyclops are very much alive and still together and probably pregnant with their daughter. That's the universe. That's the future he goes back to. So when we go
is
to
that not Goblin Queen?
Who's Goblin Queen?
Jean Grey's clone that Cyclops has the baby with.
Oh, I have no idea. That's not specified in the movie. I'm talking about in the movie continuity.
Okay.
In the movie, he changes the past. And because he changes the past in the movie, when he goes to the future, the original X-Men movies are intact, and those people that died in X2 and X3 are no longer dead. Because he changed the past and sort of like saved his friends.
And that's going to be now in Doomsday?
And so now when we go to Doomsday, Professor X, Magneto, Cyclops, and Jean Grey are still alive, and they're in the film. And so is Nightcrawler, and I'm sure other X-Men. Storm, and probably, I'm not sure. But other X-Men are there too, because basically it's going to be the MCU proper, the one we've been following for the last 15 years. At some point in the very first beginning of the movie, it's going to be them versus the X-Men universe, essentially, because Doomsday is manipulating things. So that's the quickest story I can tell you on that.
Okay.
Those characters are in the movies. So if Jean Grey is introduced in this version of Spider-Man, then it's going to be a younger version of Jean Grey that is, for some reason, from this universe where mutants have never been a thing. They've never been established. There's no establishment for mutants in our universe. So what they're saying is that mutants exist in our universe, yet we haven't seen them for 25 movies. Well, then it would also be a younger version of Jean Grey, which doesn't make any sense the way any of these alternate universes work. Usually the ages are around the same. You don't see like an alternate version of Doctor Strange where he's like 15 years old, right? Mm-hmm. It's like they're the same age. Like the variants are the same age. Like it's the same person in a different universe. So if you introduce Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, you'd be introducing a much, much younger version of Jean Grey in a world where mutants do not exist. A few months before we actually see the original Jean Grey from the cinematic X-Men back on screen again, which would make no sense to me. The rumor came from some guy named I forgot his name. Who cares? But a guy who's very connected to. He had a lot of respect at some point in the Scooper sphere, but he's probably wrong about 50% of the time, which means.
Well, listen, I love you, dude. You send me super chats all the time. I appreciate the money. You great. Are you guys like nemesis?
Someone saying something? Did I miss something?
Listen, me and him have gotten into fights too. He forgets who I am all of a sudden when he's on YouTube. And sends me
who is this person?
Your nemesis, apparently. I'm learning all this new lore about you.
Oh, is that my? I mean, I don't like him very much, but is it my nemesis? So,
well, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah. Anyways,
wars,
so
the
this
YouTube wars.
This guy was scooping a lot and saying that he thinks Jean Grey is being played by Sadie Sink, and then we went back on what he said, and he said, no, actually, she's playing this other character, this Spider Girl or Spider Gwen. Or actually, she's playing his love interest, that the actual love interest proper MJ, not Zendaya's MJ, the actual MJ. And then actually he goes back to Jean Grey. And so everyone, once he said Jean Grey once, it's like that became a thing that just stuck. And they've just been talking about her playing Jean Grey now for like 2 years. And the problem is there's no evidence of that. And if you look at this trailer, and thank you for the tin can comment, I appreciate that. I figured out what the problem was. If you look at this trailer, there's zero evidence as to Jean. Oh my God, you're on there twice now. There she is. Hold up. I'm fixing it. Fixing it. I don't know why you show up twice there. There's no evidence that Jean Grey's in the movie. There's a character that does have some kind of power to move around, on screen. And you'll see that right now. I'm going to mute it, and the evil character appears to be a girl. And that character, or at least she's controlling a girl at some point. And that character has the ability to somehow, there she is right there, to throw her consciousness or control people's minds, or right there. Or
Also like Jean Grey.
And Jean Grey, but other characters do that too. It's not just Jean Grey, right?
Yeah, but as powerful as this character is appearing to be,
Right. And so she has the ability to control people's minds, clearly. Or she's throwing her consciousness into random people. Or we don't even know if this
oh my gosh, what if it's Charles just as a trans version?
Well, hold up. Wait, wouldn't that actually make sense? No, seriously. Didn't we just see Wolverine versus Deadpool versus Wolverine, and there was his sister was in that movie?
Yeah, maybe she's a ginger.
No, I'm asking legitimately, like, what if this isn't even Sadie Sink? What if we haven't even seen Sadie Sink's character?
I don't think this is Sadie Sink's character. I really don't. The one thing that already is kind of, I like the trailer, but the one thing I sighed at already was, I wish we had seen in this the real MJ, because of how they finished the last movie. But straight away we've gone back to, we've got Zendaya's Michelle, and MJ and Ned, and it's like
Michelle Jones and Ned.
Yeah, where it ended the last one, I thought it's great. Right, they've forgotten him. He's done the honourable thing. He's carrying on, and you see the end where he's going to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, straight away in the trailer, we're straight back to he's literally stalking them.
Yeah, he's stalking them. Yeah, he's like looking at their Instagram. I've made it very clear. I don't like Zendaya very much. I've never liked her.
I don't know anyone that does.
Yeah, I don't know anyone in real life that does.
An anomaly.
I know people on Twitter and in the comment sections that love Zendaya. Never met anyone in real life that does. I don't know why she's in everything all the time. I just don't get it. But I was really hoping this movie, if he did have a connection to these two people still, that would have been like a tangential thing and they weren't a big part of the film. But apparently we can't do that. So I don't know about that. I was also hoping that when they announced Sadie Sink that we were going to get like an actual proper MJ. And there was a rumor that Michelle Jones, like her cousin or whatever, was Sadie Sink, and that was the other MJ. But again, it was just a rumor. So all I know is that in this film, we don't know who Sadie Sink is playing to this day. We don't know who the villain is. We don't even know what gender the villain is. We know nothing about this movie. So if Sadie Sink happens to be playing Jean Grey and everyone was just right with zero evidence, there's no evidence that Jean Grey is in this film. There's no cast sheet. There's no nothing. There's just the word of one guy who was wrong 50% of the time 2 years ago. And that's where this whole thing stems from. And I'm confused as to why we keep following these rabbit holes. And if I'm wrong and Jean Grey's in the movie, I'm going to look really stupid, but I'll own it. but I'll own it. If Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, I will come on that week and I'll be like, I was wrong. But will the person that predicted it, that got this whole thing started, do that? No. They'll just bury it in their tweets and delete that tweet ever happened, and they'll move on and keep throwing a bunch of crap at the sky while charging people for memberships on their Twitter to see leaks that aren't real. That's what I think's happening.
You know what? It's okay because he can keep sending me my super chats. Okay, dude.
All right.
It's the one redeeming quality. He
So
forgets all the times we fought on Twitter. He'll send me super chats.
Super chats. One more thing about this is the connection to the Hulk, which I think is really rad. I feel like the Frank Grillo, the Punisher stuff is just thrown in there like last minute to get fans to come watch the movie. Like, I don't even see why Frank is even necessary in this movie. But
I don't even know why they would be friends or talking on a friendly basis. I can't understand that. This, interestingly, I love the fact that they've got the hand in this. It looks like the
Didn't
hand.
we see the hand before though?
No, I think we saw him in the Daredevil series.
Oh, okay.
Netflix. But a little tidbit for you. This is filmed in a prison 25 minutes from where I live.
Oh.
This scene here.
From your ditch?
From my ditch. Yeah, where I live rough. I can see all the sky at night. It looks wonderful.
So, I mean, aside from that, these other things, a lot of this looks cool. I actually like this. I like the whole, like, he is mutating into a whatever. And that can be an argument. Like, if they're introducing his mutation from the spider thing, maybe that's how they're introducing mutants. But then I want to argue, why would Marvel proper allow Sony to be the company that introduced their new version of Jean Grey? Does that make any sense?
Someone said in the chat as well, and I agree with that. They wouldn't do that. You know, they would own it and it would be theirs because they'd be setting up bringing the X-Men in at some point. You know, they just wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't Sony then have a claim to that character? And doesn't Sony only have claim to certain Marvel characters? They can't use all Marvel characters.
You know, well, that was why they were going to do the Sinister Six at the time, wasn't it? Because Marvel weren't touching the Sinister Six, really.
Right, because they had rights to Spider-Man characters, but is Jean Grey a Spider-Man character?
No, so they wouldn't do it. I will say, I have a feeling that Daredevil's going to be in this movie as well, because you've got Spider-Man, you've got the Punisher, you've got the Hand. So the Hand is normally the nemesis of Daredevil. So I wouldn't be surprised if Daredevil turns up at some point, even if it's just a cameo. That's my theory on that.
Yeah.
The first thing that I thought when I saw this trailer was, because I didn't know the fan theory about it being Jean Grey, I immediately thought that it was one of the Spider family villains. So I thought it was just a young version of Madam Web, who is also a ginger. For those that don't know, I didn't watch the Sydney Sweeney movie that bombed, so I'm not aware of what happened in that movie. But for those that don't know, Madam Web is, in the comics, she's an elderly cripple woman, but she's got the Spidey powers and she has telekinetic and psychic abilities.
Right.
So based on the trailer, I was like, oh, they're just doing a young Cassandra Webb. That's what I thought. And then everybody said Jean Grey. And I was like, well, I guess that could work too. Cassandra Webb is also a mutant. So who knows? And she's also a ginger. So who knows? Well, I guess we'll find out.
I don't have an answer. And here's the real rub. No one does. No one actually knows. So when you see people just like flippantly referring to Sadie Sinks and this is her Jean Grey, like, stop. Like, no one has confirmed anything about any X-Men in this movie whatsoever. And here's all the arguments. Ready? Why would you introduce X-Men into a Spider-Man movie? Why would Marvel proper allow Sony to be the person that released that? Why would Sadie Sink be playing a character that is significantly younger, a younger version of Jean Grey, as a variant of the Jean Grey we're going to see in Doomsday in December? There's so many reasons for it not to be Jean Grey, but yet everyone just continually says it's Jean Grey. And I got to push back on it because I don't see any evidence. And I've looked. There is evidence that she's playing perhaps MJ proper, or she's playing one of the Spider Girls, or there's a bunch of other characters. Damage Control has a character that is a redhead that works for Damage Control and has like some kind of powers. There is other characters she can play that make way more sense for the context of this film than Jean Grey. Jean Grey, there is no context, there's no evidence that she's in the movie, and I don't see why they would even have X-Men in the film in the first place. So I will tell you, and I'm stating it right now, I think that everyone's wrong. Jean Grey is not in this movie, and Sadie Sink is playing a completely different character. And when it comes up in 2 weeks and I was right, I just want this to be shared everywhere. And here's the deal. If I was wrong, also share it everywhere. Screw it. Thank you. That's my TED Talk for today. God, drove me nuts, dude.
I do think...
Firestarter! Yes, she's a ginger. And she's a Spider-Man character. Sorry,
Firestarter would be great if that was the case. I'm always, whenever it looks obvious, I always go in the opposite direction now, because what was it? When they were talking about Quicksilver in, the WandaVision series, and he turned up at the doorstep and everyone's like, oh, it's happening. It's a massive red herring. I just don't, it's not as obvious, I think, with Marvel, that it would just be Jean Grey. Right. It just, they're cooking something else up.
Yeah, I don't think it could. I don't know why it would be a good idea to introduce Jean Grey, a young version of Jean Grey, as the villain in a Spider-Man film. Like, how does that even add up? I know they're owned by the same comic book company, but why would those things be connected? Like, Sony is making a Spider-Man movie, and then they're going to grab an X-Men character? Like, why? Why is there even a crossover in this film outside of the one we already see with him in The Punisher? None of that makes sense. And is the Punisher capable of dealing with a Phoenix Jean Grey? No. He's a guy with a big gun. Like, none of this makes any sense. We have the Hulk.
No.
We have Punisher and Spider-Man already in one movie. Are you saying we're also going to introduce a brand new version of one of those pillar characters of the X-Men in this movie? Does that make any sense?
Hey, if they're going to do alternate characters, bring back Cavalrine. I'm ready for it. Oh,
Cavalrine was great.
I'm ready for it, man.
I'm getting
the best part of Deadpool Wolverine was
that.
Here. I mean, honestly, though, I remember watching that scene. I was in the theater. It wasn't just me. There was like at least 20 people that instantly squealed when that camera turned around and showed the Cavalry. And then he did the fist pump where he's like, oh, it's so cool.
I was told about it a year in advance, and when I was told, I like collapsed on the floor. My uterus literally exploded.
That didn't happen live on a show, did it? For crying out loud.
No, it was off air in person.
This is how she met her mother or whatever. This is how that's how she had her first child, is when she heard the news of Cavalry.
That's a clip moment.
Okay, so let's move on. We have another couple more topics before we go to our. Remember, we're going to the member section of this next topic, so I hope you guys can join us. It's going to be really rad. And in that member section, we get Freaky Naughty. And if you wanted to support us, you can buy a Freaky Naughty shirt here. All right, there it is, right there at mixtees.com or mxtz.co. Use coupon code BRANE for 10% off. Okay. Let's talk about Doctor Who, because Doctor Who has officially been canceled. Can you give us a little insight on this, brother?
Yeah, so anybody that's not caught up on it, for the last few years, they have just DEI'd and woped it beyond belief. So it basically tanked in the ratings. Disney pulled the plug on it because they were investing in it. And there was going to be a Christmas special, and if anyone doesn't watch it, they had Ncuti Gatwa regenerating at the end of it into Billy Piper, who was a companion.
Okay, real quick. Yeah. So to be honest, that actually made, like, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is like the ultimate fan service thing, right?
Yeah.
And I guess I'm okay with Billy, but I don't understand the lore on how that's even possible. And if you could use a companion, why not Jenna Coleman?
Oh yeah, exactly. I'd go with that any day. But what happened was it came out within the last week or so that the Christmas special was cancelled. Russell T Davies, who'd been writing the diverse version of Doctor Who, essentially said, "Oh, we lied to you fans. There wasn't actually going to be a Christmas special and no script was written. It was just a holding thing we did because we wanted to know what the future of Doctor Who was." So what they did is they put out an announcement, the BBC, in the last week or so, and they said, right, okay, Doctor Who is on pause, but we're not cancelling it, but we're putting it out to tender now. So the BBC is saying they're no longer going to be making it in-house. So worldwide, it's going to be up for tender now. So it'll be off air for a few years. And it deserves to be off air for a few years. It needs about a decade away because the amount of damage that's been done to it is probably far worse than Star Wars, far worse than Star Trek. It's in an absolute mess.
Yeah, and there was and I'm looking for it. I think he deleted it, but like Dean Devlin, coincidentally of Stargate fame, the movie, he actually posted about the cancellation of Doctor Who. And it's crazy how a franchise that can exist for like 60 years, right, in some form or another, can immediately get destroyed with only a few years of bad ideology. How does it even happen? How do you destroy something that took 6 years to build in less than 3? It's a wild thing.
Well, what they had Peter Capaldi left, and then they brought in Jodie Whittaker as the first female Doctor, and that's really where it started it off. And what they did is what's worse than all the other shows I just mentioned is they deliberately went back to the past of Doctor Who. So they went back and they basically, and I kid you not, there's a scene where you've got a load of kids on beds all regenerating in different diverse kids, and then they established that the first ever version of the Doctor is a little black girl that's falling through the sky. So they basically put that in before the first Doctor, William Hartnell, that started it in 1963. So that is what people are really upset about, because they were altering the past to push their agenda, and they just carried it on. And then you got to Russell T Davies, where he brought in bi-generation, so the Doctor just splits in two now.
Oh, that was so cowardly.
No.
It's like, we can't lose David Tennant, who's everyone's favorite Doctor. We need to somehow still have access canonically to this character. So we're gonna bi-generate, which is so appropriate for the.
Yeah, exactly. That the bi.
Yeah,
and
then like they literally like split like at the penis. And they like, and they're like,
Shooty Catwell came out of Tennant's penis, literally, in that shot.
And they generated two people. None of it makes sense. It was so absolutely cowardly to just own it. If you're gonna switch this guy, just own it. Just own your decision and run with it, dude. But now they couldn't. And then they used the toy maker or whatever his name is, that hammer to like.
Make a second
clone
TARDIS,
this incredibly powerful device. I'm like, whatever. I'm done. It's stupid.
It's that bad now. The only way, look, and we've talked about it with other shows. There's only they know what they need to do to fix it, and that's to go back and erase Jodie Whittaker and Ncuti Gatwa from Doctor Who and that whole period and start from just after Capaldi. But we know that they're never going to do that.
Yeah, they can't do that. Well, this is from Dean Devlin, which, by the way, #Save Stargate. Dean Devlin is the guy who wrote, essentially, the Stargate film, the original film with Roland Emmerich. And he just put out a tweet that says, "So BBC is putting Doctor Who out to tender. Do you think they should partner with us at Electric Entertainment?" By the way, Dean Devlin's getting a lot of buzz right now because season 3 of The Ark is out and people are really into it. So here we go. This is what he says.
Maybe it's a good time to tell you guys now I don't watch Doctor Who.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this.
That's fine.
We're gonna wrap this clip up.
Well, I did. That's why I got cancelled.
that's pretty much all it is. I'm not gonna get copyright claimed over a clip. But how do you feel about the creator of Stargate doing Doctor Who? Stargate the movie, I might add, by the way.
Well, I say this with trepidation, but he couldn't do much worse than what the last lot have done.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is I have seen Moonfall. so that's my red.
We've all seen Moonfall, John. Okay, let me ask you a question, Anna. You've never seen a single frame of Doctor Who?
I have seen in passing a few episodes. So I saw the David Tennant Shakespeare episode. I think I've seen that one actually twice.
Yeah.
My friend tried to get me into it, but I was very confused. So I've seen like the first 2 episodes of Matt Smith's. I saw an episode where he met River Song.
Right.
And I think I saw like
spoilers.
5 minutes of a Capaldi episode where the chick with the red lipstick and short brown hair is actually a Dalek, if that's how you say it.
Yeah.
You cannot start in the middle of Doctor Who. So
it's not my. If I'm like somewhere and it's on and like on a TV, it's like I can't help it if it's on. But you know what? My best friend is like a huge Doctor Who fan, so she explained to me like a weeping angel thing. I took a picture of her with somebody, I guess that's really famous in Doctor Who that I didn't know who they were.
I think the best play to start, if you haven't seen Doctor Who and you're like, I sort of want to watch Doctor Who, but I'm not going to start with this 60 years. You can actually start with Eccleston, start with the reboot in 2007 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And just start. You don't have to start at Classic Who. You can start at 2007 with Eccleston, and you can move forward from there. And it's not as daunting as trying to watch all of Doctor Who. I started with Eccleston, and when I got Eccleston to Smith, that's basically where you start and stop. That's how I do it. And when I got to the end of that, I did actually go back and watch Classic Who. Now, do I still appreciate the modern version more? Yes. But once you've watched the modern version, there's a lot you can actually get from Classic. So
if I were to go back and watch it, I'd try to find the oldest ones and like go from the very beginning because that's just how I like to do things.
And it would take you 2 years. Yeah,
that's fine. I have time.
And there are missing episodes as well. Let
me ask you a question. So
that's what I heard. Yeah.
How old's your kid?
Mine, she's going to be 2 in December.
Okay, so when I had twins, the most I ever watched TV was when they were in their first year. Because I would sit there with my wife and my kids, and we would just hold them while feeding them or whatever, and watch TV for hours, dude. And it was my most fondest memories of time with my wife was sitting there holding our kids and watching TV. So you have a unique ability right now to watch all of Classic Q because you have a very young child, and you can say I'm holding, feeding, whatever the child while watching episodes of Doctor Who.
Our children must have been very. I have a wild child. If it's not Bluey or Miss Rachel, she is not tolerating it on the TV. World Cup right now is a battle, but
Miss Rachel. Oh,
I know. I can't stand it, but it's helping her learn to talk. But if it's not those things, she will not watch it, and she like is crawling up the walls. She's crazy.
Yeah. This is gonna sound super nerdy, but my kid basically learned to talk while watching Stargate, our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and old and JLU cartoons, essentially.
Yeah, well, see, I think she is. Revolting because when she was in the potato phase, she had to suffer and watch whatever I watch. But now she can vocalize things and run around and climb on everything. And it's like, she's like, Mom, I'm not watching Star Trek.
There you go. Well, guys, if you want to watch original Doctor Who, I would just skip anything after Smith. Go start with Eccleston, go from Eccleston to Smith. And if you're into it, which most of you will, because it's good, hella good storytelling. Go back and watch Torchwood, and after that, go back and watch classic Doctor Who. Torchwood's actually a really good show, and the lead character is gay. And you know what? No one cares because the story isn't about how gay he is. It's about the story.
It's well written,
right?
Well written character. And do you know what? The problem with Doctor Who is when they came in, it took off in the US like the Matt Smith era, and they suddenly thought, oh, okay, we need to start just pushing it in the US. And they forgot that it's a quirky British science fiction show. And that's what made it so successful. and they need to get back to that. They need to think, let's make it for the British audience, and the US audience will tune into it from there, because it wasn't all of this money being spent that made it big with Matt Smith. It was
hey guys, I see the chat. I'm sorry. Yes, Captain Jack is bisexual, not gay. Go ahead, John. As a man,
it was word of mouth, basically. That's what made it big in the US, because people started going, have you seen Doctor Who? I think it was on Netflix at the time in the US.
Yeah, no, I think it was on Netflix, actually. Yeah, you're right. It was all word of mouth, because I had never watched it. And I grew up watching all the sci-fi stuff, Star Trek, Stargate, like Star Wars. Anything was Star in it, dude. The Navigator, like if Star was in the title, I probably watched it. But Doctor Who was never up my. It always looked very cheesy and campy, and to be honest, it is. It's super campy, but the stories are super good. So when I was finally told you got to check out the Eccleston, it just came out, blah blah. I watched it and I was immediately pulled in by the story. And someone says the whole Army and Rory storyline was epic. Yes, that was so cool with the Weeping Angels. His love for whatever her name is, Penny,
Rose?
No,
Rose.
No. Rory. He sat in the
Rory, Amy
Pond.
Yeah,
and he sat in that tomb for like thousands of years. Like that is so rad, you guys. Super cool. So even if there's campy moments, like the story is so good, you know?
The thing that really got me angry, and I'd left after the Jodie Whittaker bit, and I've been a fan since the early 80s. My dad worked for the BBC, as I've said before. My mum and dad sat me down, and I was hooked on it. The thing that annoyed me was when Russell T Davies brought Ncuti Gatwa in, the first scene you see at the Christmas special that he was first in was he's wearing a skirt, and he's on a nightclub and he's twirling around in the nightclub in a skirt. And so it's like, and they basically established that he's gay.
Right.
And the doctor doesn't give a stuff about that. It's insignificant to him because he travels through time and space. He's from another planet. But
right.
These people cannot help themselves. They do it in everything now. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap this up. Let us know what you guys think in the chat and in the comments. I suggest you do watch. At the very least, start with Eccleston, go to Smith, and then go watch Torchwood. Good stuff. And if you're just like, you need more Doctor Who, you can go on to watch the new stuff, but it was sort of ruined. I guess ruined it for me. Go back and watch Classic Who, and you will enjoy it. I promise you that. Okay, we're going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon. I'm going to start the timer for the members section. Is there anything you guys want to speak about before we leave, Anna?
I don't have anything to say about Doctor Who. I'm sorry.
No. We're done with Doctor Who. Next.
Okay, you're done.
World Cup. Talk about World
Cup. Well, Netherlands just destroyed Sweden, so that was a pretty big bloodbath.
Oh,
and
really?
We're probably going to see Germany destroy as well. So the morning starts off with a mass murder.
Someone in the chat was like, Anna, why do you say you're not white when you're obviously white?
Oh, dude, he comes into any stream. He said he was a fan, but no, he comes into any stream I'm on and just spams the chat about that. I'm Portuguese. I have never been treated white my entire life until I added blonde.
Don't you live in Santa Ana?
No, I don't. I live in Huntington Beach.
Oh, Huntington Beach. Okay. Listen, as someone who lives in Southern California, there are a lot of people that are very Hispanic that look just like Anna, okay? So, like, Anna's very beautiful, obviously, but, like, there's a lot of light-skinned people. My wife is very light-skinned, and she's 100% Hispanic.
I was so dark, but I moved to San Francisco for college and didn't see the sun for 5 years. So if you look at my old childhood photos, I'm just brown, and my natural hair color is very, very dark.
Right.
But in my entire life, if people came up to me, the first language they'd always speak to me in is Spanish versus English.
Right.
You know?
Well, to be fair, though, you're in Southern California where
I am in. Yeah.
I'm not sure if the primary language, especially in Huntington Beach, Santa Ana, Orange County, is English anymore. It might be Spanish.
Well, I grew up in Northern California. That's where I'm from. I'm from the Central Valley. So.
I'm from SoCal, and I grew up with a lot of Hispanic, watermelon, and flaming hot eating beautiful Latinas, okay? What sparked my interest in dark-haired, beautiful women and breakfast foods was growing up in Southern California. That's for sure.
I might have to come to Southern California then.
No, Southern California is. Well, you know what nice, they say? Man. What do they say? They go like, well, that's a Oklahoma 10, but a California 6. Have you ever heard that term?
Yes.
It's because California really does have a lot of beautiful people. I'm not one of them, but I got the privilege of growing up with a lot of them. So, John, we got to say anything you want to talk about on the way out? Oh, and you know what? Anna. So you're going for Portugal to win, obviously, right?
I wanted them to win. I wanted Ronaldo to get his World Cup, but I don't know if you've watched it or not. It's basically the entire team is against him. It was probably one of the worst performances I have ever seen, and it is so blatant. They even did like a map of the game, and where Ronaldo is, he's a striker, so he's right in front of the goal, and it shows all the passes, and he got the ball maybe once the entire game. They will not pass him, so the entire team is against him, and everyone's calling it out because they're like, you would rather sabotage your own team because you don't like the most popular, most talented guy on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'd rather sacrifice you guys winning a World Cup because you're that jealous of him. It sucks.
Have you seen Ted Lasso? The show Ted Lasso on Apple TV? No. You need to watch that. You will enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a character that's like Ronaldo, and there's a whole story. It's very good. All right, British John, go ahead.
Yeah, no, great show again. Great to have John and Anna on the show today. Thanks very much for being here. I'm back tomorrow with my channel, Sci-Fi Chronicles 79.
Yeah, baby.
We're doing another Stargate SG-1 watch party. So in case you don't know, we watch it in Discord, and then we all comment along in the YouTube live chat. Brian, you're there as well, as always. We're doing one episode tomorrow night, but normally we do 2 episodes.
Normally it's 2. We're doing 1 because it's Father's Day.
And we're on season 5 at the moment. So
my kid might make a surprise appearance where I force her to watch it with me. We'll see.
Superb.
What episode are you guys watching?
It's season 5, episode 9, I think.
9 tomorrow, yeah. So we've season 5. I keep saying it to Gary, who's on the show with us, because he's watching it with us for the first time. It just shoots up now. It gets
okay,
so
guys.
good.
Okay, we got to wrap it. Guys, you want to become a member? Go in the member section in 45 seconds. Become a member. Hitting the join button bottom left. It's going to get freaky naughty. We're going to have a good time. Say bye to Anna, because she's probably not going to hang out with us in the weird freaky naughty section. But that said, I love your faces. Thank you, Anna, for coming on. Go check out our channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Sci-Fi Chronicles 79. Adios!
So what is this? It's like a members only section?
Yeah, you hang out for a second. I'll show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now it's like doing the end tag where it shows like the end and all that. And then in about 5 seconds, it actually, I did not time that correctly. We're going to the member section right now. And what happens is YouTube